Hey, welcome back. Today I've been working on the underside of my 1940 Ford, trying to get everything welded up so I can seam seal it and paint it and put some undercoating on it. So I thought it'd be a great time to talk about PPE, personal protective equipment, that we should all use when we're working on these old cars. Some stuff we work with is pretty nasty, so I'm just going to go over everything I should use into my project. So doing stuff like this, you're playing around with metal, you're cutting and you're grinding and you're welding, and there's all kinds of sharp edges everywhere whenever you cut. So we really got to protect ourselves. We work with some pretty nasty stuff. Cutting wheels, these things, one of these flew apart on me today, broke apart, which could have been nasty if I had been wearing the protective equipment. You know, flap wheels here for grinding and grinding wheels. These are particularly nasty because all these little pieces of wire shoot out all the time whenever you're running one of these. You can't help it, it's just the nature of the beast. So these can be really, really nasty. So on the table over here, I've laid out basic PPE that every guy who does any kind of fabricating or car work should have. So I'll start over here. Basically a face shield. This one belongs to the car club, but I really should buy my own. They're about 25 bucks. You can get them cheap on Amazon or, Canadian Tire, Princess Auto. They're pretty cheap and they do make a big difference. The only downside is they get scratched up. It's just plastic. They get scratched up and then it's hard to see. But if anything flies out, especially pieces of wire from a wire brush, you'll be glad you had this on. Then gloves. I got 2 sets of gloves. So these are kind of worn out, as you can see, taped up. I got to get a new set of these. These are just general working gloves just to protect yourself from the small little nicks and cuts from sharp bits of metal. So I generally used to wear these, but like I say, I'm getting holes in them. I'm going to have to replace them. So I've switched over to using welding gloves for pretty much everything. The only downside to these is certain welding, they don't fit tight around your arm. So bits of welding do come and get you like that. But I do wear these now pretty much exclusively working with metal and hot metal especially. These are really good. These are Lincoln Electric ones. They're leather, they're thick, they're fantastic. Of course, welding, got a welding helmet. This one I got it with my blue welder, which I no longer own. Gave it away. But it's just a basic Canadian Tire one, auto darkening. Has adjustments here, so you can also use it for grinding. But if you do use it for grinding, you got to remember to switch it back to welding, otherwise you blow your eyes out. And I got my little LED light, which I did a video on, which actually does help. Then I have this respirator. Let's see if I can get it out. So this is my respirator, 3M standard respirator. I use it mostly for dust, obviously, and I wear this whenever I'm grinding or excessive cutting more than a couple of seconds. It does make a difference when you see these pads, which I replace these pads every couple of days, and you can see how much crap that you're not breathing in. So they are actually worthwhile buying. They do have a shelf life on these parts here, and it's a year or two anyway, so they're fine. Having a beard, I've really got to put this on tight, so it usually leaves marks on my head, messes up my hair, which I don't like, but anyhow, it is what it is. Now look at that, 09-2021. I just bought these and they're already out of date. Crappy tire. Anyhow, that's mostly what I use right here on this table. The only other thing I use is earplugs. So these are the earplugs that we have at the car club. We're running very low. I think there's only 3 left in there because guys actually do use them. Again, that's for grinding for long periods of time or cutting with a cutter for a long period of time, because that stuff is really loud. Air tools are extremely loud. So if you're going to be doing anything for any length of time, this actually does help Protect your hearing, also protects from fatigue. Motorcyclists know this for long rides. They wear earplugs sometimes, and farmers do when they're doing their fields. It does make a difference, apparently. So anyways, that's what I use for my PPEs. The only thing I don't use is I don't use steel-toed shoes. I probably should. I've actually got a black toe to prove that I probably should. Again, long-term list of things I need to buy. Back there in the background is my new welder. I got another video coming on that. Interesting story. Stick around. Thanks for watching. See you later.